Today we're discussing one of World War II's most famous machine guns, known for its terrifying reputation. We'll explore little-known stories about this weapon, explain squad tactics, and share the experience of operating it. We'll also discuss why some operators went crazy after witnessing the destruction caused by their weapon. As warfare evolved drastically after World War I, Germany focused on blitzkrieg tactics requiring lighter weapons. They needed something lighter to adapt to rapid advancements, moving away from the heavy MG-08. In 1930, German engineers created the MG-13, but it had a limited 25-round magazine. This magazine lasted only 2.5 seconds under continuous fire, proving inefficient for combat. 4 years later, the iconic MG-34 emerged as the first true general-purpose machine gun. It was belt-fed, had a quick-change barrel system, and could fire 900 rounds per minute. However, it was expensive to produce, requiring 150 man-hours for each unit. Engineers faced the challenge of creating a reliable machine gun with a terrifying rate of fire. They aimed for a firing speed between 20 and 25 rounds per second, while keeping production costs down. To everyone's surprise, the MG-42 was born, becoming one of the best machine guns ever made. This weapon remains in service today with only minor adjustments, showcasing its durability. By utilizing stamped metal parts, production time was reduced to just 75 man-hours. The MG-42 was more reliable than the MG-34, featuring a quick-change barrel system. It could fire up to 1,200 rounds per minute, more than double the rate of Allied machine guns. Its most significant drawback was a tendency for bolt bounce, sometimes leading to catastrophic failures. Despite this issue, over 423,000 milligrams, 42 CES were produced in just 3 years. The MG-42 quickly became Germany's primary tool for killing on the battlefield. Even U.S. soldiers, known for mocking their own and enemy weapons, called it the Buzzsaw. Germans initially referred to it as the bone saw, but the U.S. soldiers adapted the translation. For soldiers unfamiliar with combat, propaganda films depicted the MG-42 as inferior to American weapons. These films claimed its bark was worse than its bite, but veterans knew better. Now let's move on to the crew and tactics surrounding the MG-42. The MG-42 was the most crucial component of the German infantry squad during World War II. The squad typically consisted of 10 men, organized around the machine gun's operation. The squad included a leader, a second-in-command, a machine gun team, and 5 riflemen. The machine gunner, known as Schutzseher, was responsible for firing and maintaining the MG-42. He was positioned at the center of the formation, armed with the machine gun and a sidearm. The assistant gunner sat to the gunner's left or rear, carrying extra ammunition. He had 4 additional ammunition drums and 1 box with 300 rounds, armed with a pistol. The assistant gunner fed ammunition, helped with jams, reloaded, and supported the gunner. If the gunner became incapacitated, the assistant would take over operations. The ammunition carrier, positioned further back, carried more ammunition boxes and was equipped with a Kar-98. Each rifleman carried a Kar-98 rifle with 45 rounds and a bayonet for combat. Riflemen played a crucial role in offensive operations, charging under the machine gun's cover. The squad leader carried an MP-40 submachine gun and directed the unit in combat. The squad typically had at least 1,800 rounds of powerful 7.92x57 mm ammunition. The squad leader coordinated with the gunner, directing fire and targets as needed. The second-in-command took over if the squad leader was incapacitated, ensuring communication. The MG-42 could be mounted on a tripod or bipod or fired from a soldier's back in emergencies. In light roles, it was used in the standard 10-man squad configuration. In medium and heavy roles, multiple squads combined forces, each armed with an MG-42. A horse and wagon were often used to transport ammunition, highlighting logistical efforts. Due to its immense recoil, strong soldiers were required to operate the MG-42 effectively. Controlling the gun while firing on the move was particularly challenging for the crew. So, how were crews trained to use the MG-42 in combat effectively? For suppressive fire, they practiced short, controlled bursts of 5 to 7 rounds. In heavy engagements, a fresh barrel allowed for only about 20 seconds of firing. After approximately 250 rounds, the glowing red barrel had to be replaced. The assistant gunner would remove the hot barrel, inserting a new one efficiently. A well-trained crew could complete this process in under 10 seconds, rotating barrels to prevent damage. Allied soldiers were aware of this and trained to use the short window during barrel changes to advance. The bipod made the gun lightweight and easy to deploy in prone positions. In contrast, the heavier tripod was used for fixed positions and defense. The tripod also allowed for indirect fire with precise optics, enhancing its versatility. The tripod featured a mechanism that moved the gun in a preset sweeping motion. In addition to infantry use, MG-42s were mounted on vehicles like half-tracks and tanks. The MG-42 was also effective as an anti-aircraft weapon against low-flying planes. It shot down many paratroopers during daylight operations, demonstrating its versatility. However, serving as part of an MG-42 crew was a double-edged sword. The machine gun was deadly, but crews became prime targets for enemy artillery and snipers. It was uncertain what would happen if you surrendered after taking down waves of enemy soldiers. Due to its distinctive sound, after just a few rounds, everyone knew where you were. To avoid detection, crews changed their positions periodically during battles. However, this wasn't always possible, especially in defensive positions. This led to higher casualty rates among gunners and assistants during engagements. One interesting story involves Private First Class Leonard Liniewski and an MG-42 he found. While driving through Belgium, he spotted an abandoned MG-42 beside the road. Despite orders, he stopped and picked it up, unaware of its significance. Not knowing how to handle it, he bribed a German-English prisoner for guidance. Liniewski then mailed the MG-42 home in pieces, keeping it in the family until 2016. The weapon was eventually donated to a museum by his son, preserving its legacy. One thing you never do is charge directly at an MG-42 nest. During battles like D-Day, the devastation of just a few MG-42s became evident. He and Rich Severlow, stationed at Omaha Beach, fired approximately 13,000 rounds from his MG-42. He was responsible for hundreds of Allied deaths, showcasing the MG-42's lethal effectiveness. Crews witnessing intense fighting were often haunted by the lives they took in seconds. Reports emerged of soldiers mentally breaking down after brutal battles and heavy losses. The Eastern Front saw the MG-42 used to devastating effect against Red Army attacks. You can imagine the outcome of these intense confrontations for the attackers. The MG-42 also had a dark role in operations beyond the battlefield, controlling civilian populations. It was frequently deployed in retaliation against resistance movements, targeting locals harshly. One such instance occurred in Yugoslavia, where 2,500 civilians were shot as retaliation. In this case, one German soldier refused a direct order and was executed by his commander. On the other side, captured MG-42s were highly prized by the Allies and resistance fighters. The gun was ideal for guerrilla warfare and hit-and-run tactics, proving its versatility. During World War II, the United States attempted to reverse-engineer captured MG-42s. They created the T-24 prototype, which resembled the MG-42, but fell short in performance. The U.S. could not achieve a firing rate higher than 600 rounds per minute, leading to frequent malfunctions. Eventually, the project was scrapped, and focus shifted back to the production of the BAR. The MG-42's design was so effective that it influenced many modern machine guns. Technically, the MG-42 is still in service today, known as the MG-3 with minor improvements. It is chambered for the 7.6 2x51 mm NATO round and features an adjustable rate of fire. Beyond that, it inspired famous machine guns including the American M60, combining elements of the MG-42.